Hello and welcome back to the channel Up the Reds TV with me, Andy. So, as I always say at the beginning, please like, please share, and please subscribe to the channel. Really appreciate that. So, this one is the pre-match warm-up for Sunderland Liverpool, and we'll take a look at Arne Slot's press conference as well. So, let's look at Sunderland's last four fixtures, shall we? Played Crystal Palace at home, 1-2-1. They lost 3-1 away to West Ham. They won at home to Burnley, a convincing 3-0 win. And their last game was away to Arsenal, which they lost 3-0. So played two, won two, drawn none, lost two, scored six, and conceded six. Look, we played Sunderland at home earlier on in the season in the drab 0-0 affair. I was at that game and we were never going to score in that match because we were just awful that night. But it could have easily been really worse for us if they had scored the last minute chance that they had. The striker was clean through and there was Chiesa as the last man running back. Ali was beaten. He hit it, but Chiesa stopped it just before it went in, and then the whistle blew. But since then, it's just got we'll say bad to worse for the Reds. Look, Sunderland are unbeaten at home. Okay, this season, which is really a remarkable feat, if you ask me, because they came through the playoffs in the Championship, and they've played 12 games, they've won 7, drawn 5, and the draws were against Man City, Arsenal, Everton, Aston Villa, and Leeds. And the wins were against West Ham, Brentford, Wolves, Bournemouth, Newcastle, Crystal Palace, and Burnley. And another stat is they've only conceded 9 goals at home this season. So this is going to be a massive test for the Reds after the poor outcome from Sunday's game against City. It's going to be a hard watch for me. I'm making Sunderland favourites. I don't think Liverpool have got another bounce in them this season to get a result at the Stadium of Light. They mix it about Sunderland. They play long balls, getting quickly behind us. They're good at set pieces. They break through the lines with ease, and they create lots of chances at home, lots of them. And obviously, they score lots at home as well. And they are tight at the back. So they've got dangers from all over the pitch, and we need to. Well, I say we need to be on our game. I don't know if we will be on our game, if I'm honest with you. Look, we've got 13 games left this season. Okay, you can say the 13 cup finals, whatever, but Chelsea at home to Leeds tonight, and Manchester United are away to West Ham, and Chelsea could be, well, they're 4 points ahead of us now. They could be potentially 7 points ahead of us. Manchester United are 5 points ahead of us. They could potentially be 8 points ahead of us before we've even kicked a ball tomorrow. And both Chelsea and Manchester United changed their head coaches recently, and both are unbeaten in the last 3 games. And this is what you call in the game a manager's bounce. We, on the other hand, it's a shocking stat, this. We, on the other hand, have won only 6 games since September. That's correct. 6 games since September. Liverpool Football Club. And that is a shocking stat to have. An absolute shocking stat. I can hear you saying to me, but we're still in the Champions League, we're still in the FA Cup. Well, that's boring. We're not going to win either. not with this head coach, I hasten to add. We are going down south in the Premier League table, and teams like Chelsea and Manchester United are heading north. We've also got other teams around us that will be heading north, Brentford, Everton, and that's the scary prospect of us not getting the results tomorrow night. And with what's happened. Look, shall we get on to Arne Slot's press conference before I do my team? So, team news. Obviously, Dom's suspended because he decided to. He didn't decide to get himself sent off. He wasn't aware of that, because you'd be surprised how many players know the rules of the game. So he's not available. 1 match suspension. Joey Gomez should train today. But we've heard all this before from Slot. He said on Friday's press conference before the Manchester City game, he said that Gomez will be training with the team on Saturday. That never materialised. So that was a bit of an untruth. And he said on Friday's press conference that he should help the team in one way or the other. And it never happened. So Joey Gomez is not going to start the game. Let's get that out of our heads. He's brittle. He's not going to start the game. I'll be surprised if he's in the squad. If he's in the squad, it's a bonus, but he can't do anything from the bench because the likelihood is he might break down again. Slot was asked about the right backs that he's used. He said, I've used 6 right backs already. So when I heard that, I thought, right, okay. So he's used Endo, Jones, Sloboszlai. He's used Bradley, Frimpong, and he's used Ramsey in the Carabao Cup game against Crystal Palace, unless I've missed anybody else out. He was asked on the Ramsey question, look, round holes in square pegs. And he said, in general, if you don't win, then they are the best players who are not playing. I mean, what a pathetic thing to say. I'm going to protect my players, and that's what I will also do tomorrow. What does he mean by that? Protect who? Does he mean Calvin Ramsey? Does he mean his other players who have been on the fringes of the squad? Look, Calvin Ramsey is the only right back outfield player that we have in the squad, and Slot refuses to play him. If that was Jurgen Klopp, he'd play him. Under Jurgen Klopp, he would have had half a dozen games already this season, because Jurgen Klopp trusts all his players that he has training with him and under his belt. So, yeah, another silly thing to say about Calvin Ramsey. And, I'm not just happy with that statement at all, what he made. Use of subs, he said, I've tried different defensive things to stop the ball going in, and that has still happened. No idea what he meant by that. He mentioned what's needed for the rest of this. Well, it was mentioned what's needed for the rest of the season because of the points where we are. He said we have to be close to perfection. He said the margins are small. He said 7 minutes to go. We are 5 points behind Man City. At the end, we are 11 points behind. So what did you do in that 7 minutes or till the end of the game? What did you actually do to make sure that was happening? You trusted them players to get you through it. You didn't think those players were tired. I said those players were tired a good 15 minutes before we scored. They were looking jaded, but you did nothing. You waited until they got the equaliser. You have to be reading the room. You have to be watching the game. You must watch a different game from me and other Liverpool supporters. So he's He was asked about Sunderland and what did he think of them, and this was his answer. He said, Arsenal, Aston Villa, Brentford and Sunderland have been the better teams this season. He complimented their manager and the players in their Premier League season. He was asked about the team. The question after is, will Sunday's result have dented the confidence of the team? He said, I take a lot of confidence from our 5 to 6 games. We can only look forward. We need to bring that confidence into the games. Again, apart from that last 35 minutes of the Newcastle game, I didn't see anything in the other previous games. There were draws. And unfortunately, we lost at the weekend. Asked again about the team, about the tiredness. He says, look, it has took us a while to compete every 3 days to play games in the Premier League and Champions League. We've been playing lots of games at the beginning of the season. So what's he saying? It took us now to get that. That's how the lads are fitness wise. Well, I tell you what, there was fitness issues on Sunday, massive, and we had 7 days before we played. Man City had a game during midweek. We didn't, and we looked knackered, absolutely knackered. His response for not getting into the Champions League, he said, well, the journalist said, is it going to be acceptable not getting the Champions League this season? And he said, no, it's not acceptable. But listen to the next bit. He says, when I arrived, we could only sign Chiesa because we were in the Europa League the previous season. And that's, well, I ain't being funny, but that's not exactly true, is it? Because we were trying to sign Zubamendi before he decided to stay. We were in the throes of signing Leno Yoro, but he ended up going to Manchester United. And we signed Mohamed Ashvili, although he didn't come into the team until this season. So that's not true, what you're saying there. And also, it's going to opposite of what Hughes had said on the round table thing. And it's not looking good for Arne Slot at the moment. There's excuses coming now in all of his press conferences for me before we've even kicked a ball. He said that he trusts his players. That's what he's saying. And yeah, so my team, Ali in goals, either Endo or Jones goes right back. Konate, Van Dijk, Kirkes, Gravenberg, McAllister, Wirtz, and it's Salah, Ekatike, and Gakpo, because that's his options that he's got for him. He's not going to play Calvin Ramsey right back, and he's going to put one of two midfielders in at right back when the club has a right back on the books. So yeah, that's going to be our team, and we'll be up against a well-oiled team, Sunderland. Their fans will be up for it. No doubt our travelling away support will be as good as always and get behind the team. But this is a concern for me now after the City game. I'll repeat myself again. I said I would struggle to find 9 points out of 15 in this February 5-game window in the Premier League. If we lose this game, the questions will be asked again, about we should have done a change of manager or head coach in our case, and if those results go against us tonight, that leaves us further from getting into the Champions League spot. I'm not bothered if we get into the Europa League. I'm not. It's a European Cup competition. Okay, we play Thursday and we play Sunday, and we'll travel all over. But I don't think it affects the transfer window. If you want to play in the Premier League, you come and sign for Liverpool. If you want to play in the Premier League, Champions League, and a European competition, you come and sign for Liverpool. All this nonsense, I want to play in the Champions League. So if it means that we're in the Europa League, we might not be because of the way that we're falling at the moment. If we're not in the Champions League, which is highly unlikely at the moment, with 13 games left to go, what have we played? 24, 25 games or something, and we've only amassed 29 points. That's shocking, absolutely shocking. So thanks for watching this video. I'm sorry it sounds a bit downbeat, but it's not really. It's just how I see it, how my eye sees at the moment what's going on, and how I see no improvement at all. Like I've used the terminology false dawn, and he thinks he's going to bounce back from after we've had a setback. I don't think it's going to happen. Honestly, I don't. So hopefully we get no more injuries tomorrow. The January window has killed us because we should have gone into it. And incidentally, is it Gertrude, who plays for Sunderland, who's on loan from Feyenoord? He'll probably be playing against us tomorrow. And yeah. Okay. As I say, thanks very much for watching this. I'll do a post-match. It'll be out on Thursday from the fallout. Enjoy your Tuesday evening. Hope you enjoy the game tomorrow. I hope we get a result. My heart is saying that, but my football head is saying it's going to be difficult, very difficult for this team. Okay, thanks for watching, and I'll speak to you on Thursday. Up the Reds.